Hello and welcome once again to Hoosier History, Legends, and Heroes, where we bring you stories of Indiana. Today we will bring you more Indiana history and also introduce you to a very talented Indiana artist. Today we will tell you the history of the Indiana state flag. For the first 100 years as a state, Indiana flew the United States flag, not having one of its own. Then the Indiana Society of the Daughters of the American Revolution got involved, wanting Indiana to have its own flag as other American states did.
On March 11, 1916, this article was published in the Indianapolis News. It talked about the selection of the state flag and that the Daughters of the American Revolution sponsored a competition open to every man, woman, and child of Indiana who might have a design in mind that could best express the history, valor, products, and activities of the first 100 years of statehood. It also stated that this is an opportunity for originality in thoughts and design, and for using significance in colors. The winner of the competition would receive a cash prize of $100. It was also believed, being selected as the winner of the flag competition, that there would be no greater honor and no more lasting distinction for the winning designer. The chosen design would be submitted to the next legislature for official adoption. The article also mentioned that the designs need to be reproduced easily and cheaply, and that these designs will naturally have preference. Only strong primary colors with limitations could be used. Submissions should be drawings or in flag form, and were to be submitted to Mrs. John N. Carey. Mrs. Carey, who was a member of the Daughters of the American Revolution, was also the chairman of the selection committee.
Did you know that Mooresville is the home of the state flag? Evan Hadley was born in 1845 in Mooresville, Indiana. He married Ella Quinn of New Albany, Indiana in 1871. After receiving his education, Evan became a doctor and practiced in Indianapolis. Evan and Ella had 4 sons, the youngest son being a son named Paul. Paul was born on August 5, 1880. When Evan's health began to decline, he moved back to Mooresville, where he died a few years later.
Paul studied art at the Philadelphia Academy of Fine Arts and the Pennsylvania Museum and Industrial Art School. He first specialized in stained glass and interior design. He also was an instructor at the Herron School of Art. Returning to Indiana, he lived with his widowed mother in Mooresville until her death in 1930. Even though Paul was born in Indianapolis, he was living in Mooresville at the time of the flag competition. The Daughters of the American Revolution selected a panel of judges. After receiving more than 200 entries, first, second, third, fourth, and fifth place, plus a couple of honorable mentions, all went to Paul Hadley Designs.
Paul is quoted as saying, and I quote, "There wasn't much good competition," end quote.
Paul's winning design went in front of the Indiana legislature and officially became the state flag on May 11, 1917. The gold torch symbolizes liberty and enlightenment. Hadley wanted it to resemble the torch held by the Statue of Liberty. The rays around the torch represent their far-reaching influence. There are 19 stars on the flag. 19 stars are because Indiana was the 19th state in the Union. There are 13 stars in the outer loop for the 13 original states. The next 5 are for the next 5 states added to the Union, and the one large star above the torch represents Indiana. This is all on a field of blue. The only addition made to Paul Hadley's design was to put Indiana above the torch.
Paul Hadley died January 31st, 1971, in Richmond, Indiana. His cremated remains were brought back to Indianapolis, where he is buried alongside his parents at Crown Hill Cemetery. This marker is placed at Section 41 of Crown Hill Cemetery. For those wishing to visit his grave, you will also find that the Indiana state flag is placed at his headstone, where it can be seen when driving down Boulevard Place.
In 1966, the slogan, "Mooresville is the home of the state flag," became official. Paul Hadley's legacy is that Mooresville is very proud to be known as the home of the state flag, and Paul Hadley will not soon be forgotten. This two-sided plaque is located in downtown Mooresville, right next to the Concert Center and diagonal to Citizens Bank.
The Mooresville Middle School was named after Paul Hadley. This can be seen when driving on Highway 67 entering Mooresville. Thank you for watching our video on the flag of Indiana and the artist Paul Hadley. Until next time.